I grew up cooking with my grandmother, kind of like everybody does. And then I never grew up in a really populous area. I grew up in kind of Appalachia or in Montana. So we were very limited in what we had. So you had to make do, and you had to really stretch every vegetable, every fruit, everything. And it just became much more personal and much more intimate, like the relationship with food. So I've just always kind of loved that about food and tried to keep it going. And then over the years, I've gotten more technique and better, response out of all of that. And it's just something that completes me. As cliche as it is, it's a huge part of my life, and it's what I do every day. My favorite part about cooking, or being a pastry chef specifically, is being part of everyone's memories. I worked for this really famous chef a long time ago, and I was messing up this dish really badly, and he came up to me and he said, "Do you know what business I'm in?" And I thought this was one of those, like, I'm about to just get slaughtered in front of everybody. And he said, "I'm in the business of making memories." And I've tried to take that with me ever since then. And especially as a pastry chef, when you make someone's wedding cake or birthday cake or it's Valentine's Day, even though you're not in that moment, you're really sharing with those people, and it's something really special.
It's been really cool to watch Joe progress, because I knew his wife in college, and then and we were close because of Kojo Kai, our sorority at ACU, and so we started going to church together when we got back here, and they were newly married, and he was working as a teacher. He was teaching people how to cook and be a culinary artist, and now it's very cool to get to see him do what he loves. He's just, he's had such success. It's so awesome to see him on the Food Network and things like that repeatedly, and cheer him on all the time, because he's just the local guy.
Internationally, I've traveled to France. I haven't really worked, but when you travel, it's kind of like working travel. I've been through Italy. I lived in Mexico for 3 or 4 months, and I worked at a couple taquerias and fancy restaurants and just anything I could get, and it's all been amazing. In this industry of food, travel is key, and you have to really get down and experience things that you can't learn from a cookbook. You can't really feel the energy by watching it on TV. So it's been absolutely just important that I got there, put my feet on the street, and tasted the food. When I was 18, officially an adult, I joined the Army. The war had kicked off, and I didn't cook in the Army. I did all that crazy Rambo stuff. I was an Army Ranger sniper, jumping out of airplanes and blowing stuff up, just being bulletproof. And it relates really well to the kitchen, because it's an incredibly high stress environment where lives aren't on the line in the kitchen specifically, but there's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. You have to do things that are actually physically impossible. When somebody sits down and asks for their chicken cooked a certain way, they want it in 15 minutes. It's typically not actually possible. So you have to think on your feet and adjust and move and react, and it's a lot like being a soldier. And probably the biggest thing is you have to work in a team. There were a lot of days that were awful, and you just had to know that the next day would be a totally new day. So it's all relatable.
Joe's very driven. He works really, really, really hard all the time.
So in the United States, I've worked for the Mandarin Oriental. I've worked for the Thomas Keller Restaurant Group. I worked at a catering company in San Antonio. Here in Dallas, I opened the new Omni Downtown Hotel. I was responsible for the entire thing. I worked at the Mansion on Turtle Creek. I opened John Tizar's restaurants, and I taught at Le Cordon Bleu for 2 years.
I actually buy from him every single week. I eat more of his food than I care to admit, because my jeans probably fit a little tighter because of that, but I love his food. I cannot get enough of it.